Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. In the headlines, complete devastation on the sister isles of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Hurricane Beryl serves a reminder that having insurance helps. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell demands climate justice following the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl. Regionally, Tobago cleans up after Hurricane Beryl. And internationally, Kenyan police arrest hundreds accused of looting and vandalism during anti-government protests. And in sports, Hodge slams century in warm-up match. Details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Many Grenadians at home and in the diaspora have been waiting with bated breaths to hear about the situation on the islands. Communication remains a challenge and there is no electricity. A collaboration between GBN and MTV made it possible for the media houses to get coverage on the sister islands. Kenroy Batiste represented GBN and he caught up with parliamentary representative for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Tevin Andrews. He said, gutted is how he feels on seeing the devastation.
Finally, where does Carriacou and Petite Martinique begin relative to the rebuilding process, the priorities right now?
The priorities are our hospital, health centers, our schools, the power station because it's compromised, our gas station. It's something that we have to look at because we have no fuel on island because of what transpired. There's significant damage. Our the senior citizen home was also destroyed, partially. So certainly healthcare and housing, water, getting electricity, getting those things restored to some level and then start rolling out the process.
Kenroy joins us live in the studio to share his experience after seeing firsthand the destruction left in the wake of Hurricane Beryl. Kenroy, Minister Andrews said gutted is how he feels after seeing his constituency. How did you feel?
Good evening, Chrislyn. I have to say, seeing the devastation on social media gives us a sense of what has happened, but seeing the devastation up close is a very different story. It hits different. I felt so hurt yesterday, immense hurt, looking at the devastation once we arrived at, in Carriacou, Harveyville specifically. Looking immediately from the time we were getting into Harveyville, we saw that building, Welcome to Carriacou, and the roof, the entire roof was torn apart. And I said to myself, this is bad. If this is what greeted us, this is bad. But even while we were coming into Carriacou, we could have seen from the sea, looking inward, of course, that there was immense destruction. And so it was terrible. I felt so hurt, and I still continue to feel very hurt for people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique, because it reminded me, the devastation that is, reminded me of Hurricane Ivan and how dread it was. No water, no electricity, little food, and very challenging circumstances relative to shelter. So I feel for the people at this time, and it's all about prioritizing the rebuilding process because the needs are great at this time. Carriacou right now has been flattened, likewise Petite Martinique, and the situation on the ground is dire. I am hurt, extremely hurt.
Heartbreaking. Now, Acting General Manager of Grenlec, Clive Hoston, also spoke with us about the damage sustained at the Bossejou Carriacou power plant.
Plant, there is significant damage. Even the poles coming out of the power plant, broken, bent, leaning, tilted, wires on the ground. So that will need extensive work. We can, and we're looking at ways at how we could get power within the power plant, right, as soon as possible. So we want to start that refurbishment, rehab, cleaning up as soon as we can, and try to get the engines in there warmed up, started. There won't be any load on the outside plant, but at least we could power up the plant building, put some lights around it, and eventually start to make connections and extend the lines outside from the plant. But there is significant damage to the outside plant in Carriacou.
Kenroy, Mr. Wilson spoke about Grenlec's plans to get electricity, but there's no timeline. Quite a bit to be done first. Life without electricity adds another element of discomfort to the people. What would you say to that, Kenroy?
Absolutely, Chrislyn. And that's the thing. So he has admitted that the Bossejou power plant has been considerably damaged. And while he mentioned that efforts are underway to restore electricity to Carriacou and Petite Martinique, I have to say there is no specific timeline. It's still a work in progress. And the unknown is also causing a bit of worry. No specific timeline was given. Yes, the authorities are working as quickly as they can to restore electricity, but there's no specific deadline for its restoration. And I would say here, Kristen, that even when moves are afoot to restore electricity, I suspect it's going to be on a phased basis, for example, involving perhaps institutions which are very much responsible for offering critical services. So, for example, the hospital and clinics, financial institutions, and so on. You know, so it's not going to be a situation, I suspect, of all of Carriacou, for example, will be restored electricity-wise at once, but on a phased basis. And, you know, electricity is needed to, to power many residential, commercial, and industrial systems 24/7, especially in the absence of solar panels, which generate electricity. So it's going to be a challenge. Perhaps activities which are usually done in the night will have to be done during the day using sunlight. There will have to be some sort of restructuring in the lives of people, and I'm quite sure that is causing a lot of challenge at this time.
A challenge indeed. Now, Kenroy also spoke to Dwight Logan, who is the district coordinator for NADMA in Petite Martinique, and others he met along the way. Let's take a listen.
Relief now started coming. We just get a first batch of some tarpaulins. Nothing to talk about. Some cases of water. Nothing much to talk about because Petite Martinique has been reduced to a dump heap, galvanized and debris. Yes, that's where we are. Thank God there was no loss of lives. Thank God there was no injuries. Right? Everybody is healthy, up, running, and this morning we cleared clear the main road as a community effort in order to get the ministry vehicles running up and down. We did that this morning as a community with the help of Grenlec. Thanks to the members, the team at Grenlec. So that we have the roads cleared.
Devastated that we had to start counting from what is standing versus what is destroyed. So I would say it's a 98.5 or 99% destruction on the island at this time. We tried to categorize like roof, standing, livable, and it was a bit difficult to do that. So we pretty much tried to look for what is standing, and we got a total of 25 homes that are left. Those 25 homes that are left comes with damages. We're just looking for what someone can leave in for the time. Other than that, it's total destruction, as we can see behind me and across here.
What would you say is the emotional state at the moment of the residents here?
I mean, when I entered my village, people were just bawling. It's just everyone is emotionally distraught, as it's understandable. Anxiety level are still high because something else is coming, and it's trauma. People are traumatized. That's what it is. So everyone is leaning on each other, and there's a little bit of anxiety and tension in the air, but we are resilient, and given who we are, Peter Martinique, we love to come together. So as you see, we put together our own relief team. I think I was the first person entering here from outside, so we went to work immediately, and we're ready to go. And we need all the help we can get, and we're thankful for those that we have received so far.
This one is more powerful than Ivan and Emily. Not for what I see he done. Look me both there like this. Come show it. I know where to go. Okay, I used to stay on it.
What damage did your home sustain?
Well, like the boat there. The boat I used to stay.
The worst thing in my life, bro. No joke. I live on the hill up the street there. The whole everything mashed. Nothing of the I have to stay by the school. Also, you don't know everybody helping out everybody because you don't know the whole house smashed. Nothing up there. When you say have a close.
And I ever experienced, not even in St. Vincent, we never have this. So therefore, why this place turned like a senorita. All the houses mashed. We had to. Me experience flying in the air from the wind with a plywood on my back. I don't know. We try to batten down everybody on Madam Pier and on the south side, but still we could not help it.
When we see we could not have make it an alley, which is my son. Look, he big White House, everything. He lose everything. It is on the ground too. I live right over him, and mine own, everything is on the ground, gone. And we run by Raja for rescue. We wait until it calm a little, and we run down by Raja for rescue. But when we reach by Raja, when we thinking, we go try to survive there. More water, more wind, more galvanized pitching. All of us just had to scream jump in a corner and start praying to the Almighty for help. I've never experienced that yet in my life since I've been 73 years now.
So sad indeed. Kenroy, just before we wrap up this segment, how will you summarize your experience in Carriacou and Petit Martinique after seeing such extensive damage?
Yes, thanks so much, Kristen. I should mention here, just before I give my view on your question, the lady who spoke immediately after Dwight Logan is Michelle Francis. She's from Petit Martinique. She lives in the diaspora, and she is a member of the relief team, of course, bringing supplies to the people of Petit Martinique at this time. And the other individuals after her are all residents of Petit Martinique, two of whom, however, are originally from St. Vincent. They told me they're doing work on a project in Petit Martinique at the time. Right, so I would say a complete mess, if you ask me, Chrislyn, horrendous on every level. The situation in Carriacou and Petit Martinique is dire. The immediate needs of food, water, shelter, and not forgetting clothing. I'm very concerned about everyone's welfare and well-being, including children, the elderly, and the physically challenged. Because the truth is, in many instances, is people don't have anything to work with. Some of the people I spoke with feel dejected. They're asking literally, where to from here? So that's what's going on, but no doubt every support is needed for the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique at this time. They are in major distress.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Kenroy, and thank you for sitting on the other side of the desk tonight. Extremely active and record-breaking. That's how forecasters are describing the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. All signs indicate that this year may be a tough season for the Caribbean region. While you can't stop a hurricane from landing on your doorstep, you can make sure your home and auto insurance policies are active and account for hurricane risks in your area.
The passage of Hurricane Beryl has left a trail of devastation in its wake, with many homes affected by overhanging branches and large trees close to their properties. As residents begin to pick up the pieces, the question on everyone's mind is, where do we go from here? Kenny John, Managing Director of Antillean Group, emphasized the importance of having property insurance in times of natural disasters like hurricanes, with emphasis on building back better.
We may have to consider different applications in terms of building, similar to what happens in the north of the Caribbean. That is essentially concrete roofs, which has proven to be far more durable than that of our traditional timber and galvanized zinc roofs.
He noted that while insurance can help cover some of the damages, there are also some small steps that property owners can take to minimize the risks. Mr. John anticipates an increase in premiums given the intensity and frequency of weather systems.
I think definitely we will experience an increase in premiums all around us. The north are twice times, sometimes more than that is the northern Caribbean than what we face in the southern Caribbean. United States, Florida in particular, that is considered Hurricane Alley. When the hurricanes happen in the north, we in the south say, well, what does that have to do with us? But we are all grouped together, and hence the reason why it's that we are still in the hurricane path, so we cannot underestimate that reality.
Unfortunately, the devastation caused by the hurricane has also had a significant impact on the agriculture industry throughout the Tri-Island. Farmers have seen extensive damage to their crops, but there is currently no crop insurance available for farmers in Grenada and the rest of the region. Mr. John addressed the issue, stating that conversations on both the local and regional levels have been ongoing about the need for crop insurance for farmers. He said, however, there are some challenges.
We have in Grenada that most of our businesses, especially the small and medium-sized ones, are not registered. So to collect data on what are the actual amounts that are being produced and the dollar value for them, that data is not available. And unfortunately, until we get to the point where we understand that registering and collecting data, putting forward data, is what will help us ultimately create infrastructure. And an insurance regime like that would be infrastructure to be able to actually have that type of insurance.
As residents and farmers begin to assess the damage caused by Hurricane Beryl, it is clear that there is a long road to recovery ahead. With the support of property insurance and potential crop insurance in the future, the hope is that communities can rebuild and come back stronger than ever. Eugenia Peters, GBN News.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell is demanding climate justice in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, highlighting the plight of small island states like Grenada, which face escalating climate crises. Details in this report.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell delivered a passionate address on Tuesday night, calling for climate justice for small island developing states like Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. He emphasized the unfairness of these nations struggling to rebuild after bearing the brunt of the climate crisis.
We are no longer prepared to accept that it is okay for us to constantly suffer significant, clearly demonstrated loss and damage arising from climatic events and be expected to rebuild, be expected to borrow, to rebuild year after year, while the countries that are responsible for creating the situation and exacerbating the situation sit idly by with platitudes and tokenism.
Prime Minister Mitchell announced the formation of a task force aimed at bringing this issue to the attention of the international community.
This storm, this hurricane, is a direct result of the climate crisis that Grenada, the Caribbean, and other small island developing states are on the front line of. And so the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in conjunction with the Ministry of Environment, Climate Resilience, and Renewable Energy, will form a task force to address this issue and to bring it to the international community's attention, to recognize that we demand and deserve climate justice.
Beryl, the first hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, highlighted the impact of climate change with its unusually early formation and rapid intensification. Normally, such powerful storms develop later in the season, after the summer has warmed the seas. However, global warming has increased sea temperatures, leading to more evaporation and fueling stronger hurricanes with higher wind speeds. Beryl intensified from Category 1 to a Category 4 hurricane in just 48 hours. The fastest recorded intensification before September, the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. According to the UN Development Programme, climate justice entails that countries, industries, businesses, and individuals who have profited from high greenhouse gas emissions bear responsibility for assisting those most affected by climate change. This often includes the most vulnerable countries and communities who have contributed the least to the crisis. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has estimated that cleanup costs alone could reach tens of millions of dollars in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which struck Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique on July 1st, causing widespread devastation, especially on the sister islands. Mitchell further detailed that 98% of structures on Carriacou and Petite Martinique were either damaged or destroyed. The cabinet convened Tuesday night to establish multiple task forces to coordinate disaster relief, assess the extensive damage, and evaluate its economic impact on the nation.
The cabinet will also establish a task force to do a detailed assessment of the loss and damage that Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique has suffered in the areas of agriculture, fishing, housing, public buildings, private buildings, and public infrastructure, and the environment as a result of Hurricane Beryl. We need to make sure that we record accurately the loss, the damage, and that we are able to quantify this because it has significant implications for the economy of Grenada, for the government's fiscal situation, and for some of our contractual obligations, liabilities, as well as benefits.
The Prime Minister, who is also the Minister for Disaster Management, said an assessment is needed to determine if the level of devastation meets the threshold that would trigger a claim under Grenada's catastrophic risk insurance policy.
As you are aware, Grenada does have a catastrophic risk insurance policy, so we need to be able to determine whether we have reached the threshold to claim under this policy. It has implications for our fiscal obligations as well as our debt liabilities. In fact, the Minister of Finance has already written to some of our multilateral partners to indicate that this catastrophic event has happened and to trigger our debt suspension clause in some of these agreements, given the fact that we will need significant resources just to clean up Grenada. The cleanup alone will run into the tens of millions of dollars.
A cleanup campaign is being planned for Saturday, and the public is encouraged to participate.
that we will launch a national cleanup campaign on mainland Grenada starting this Saturday. We are asking all citizens to come out, particularly in the northern parishes, and to ensure that we clean up the destruction, the damage, the debris, the fallen trees, the fallen shrubs, and other debris that has arisen as a result of the destruction brought by the hurricane. The Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation and the Ministry of Infrastructure, together with volunteer groups, will lead this initiative.
This is news at 7. Coming up, regional neighbors lending support in the wake of Hurricane Beryl. Stay with us.
A natural disaster can change your life in minutes. Preparation is the best protection for your family and business. Prepare now. Create a disaster plan and make sure everyone knows what to do. Store water, non-perishable food, and medication. Remember basic emergency supplies such as batteries and flashlights. Trim overhanging trees. If trees near power lines are unsafe to trim, call Grenlec at 237 for assistance or advice. Install surge protectors to safeguard your electrical devices against outages and intermittent surges. Make sure your generator has an isolation switch. It will prevent power from feeding to our lines and electrocuting others. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
It's the event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequente Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more with exciting prizes up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health education and employment opportunities. It will be a fun-filled day with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequente Industrial Park Plainfield on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
Bank on a bright future with Co-op Bank as we celebrate more than 50 years of partnership with Grenadians. Fund your summer plans with a new Visa credit card and get 5,000 bonus reward points on approval. Or you can get discounted interest rates with financing of up to $50,000 unsecured. With Co-op Bank, you have a future you can bank on. Apply today. Special terms and conditions apply.
this is Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with God's ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Courts Already Cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
In these moments, we not just watching our match, we live in it. 44 million fans, 11 players, one flow. Leading we colors, celebrating we greatness. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. This is We Game.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
As a tropical wave traverses the Windward Islands, the likelihood of it developing into a cyclone within the next 48 hours has diminished to 10%. Finbar Frank, a forecaster at the Meteorological Office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, delivered a 2 p.m. update on the status of the tropical disturbance on Wednesday, underscoring the reduced probability of cyclonic formation.
Moving towards the west at 20 to 25 miles per hour, and it has a low chance of forming a cyclone within the next 2 days. So please note, but what to look forward to in the next few hours, this wave is going to give us some showers. Some of it will be heavy. Looking at the radar right now, most of the showers are actually to the northwest of the state, and that's over the open sea. But
but for the course of the night, during the night, we can look for some more showers.
Despite this decrease, he emphasized ongoing caution, particularly for maritime activities. He highlighted the forecasted conditions of waves reaching heights of up to 8 feet, accompanied by moderate to rough seas, which are expected to persist through the night.
Please note there is a warning for moderate to rough seas with waves up to 8 feet. And that should hold for the rest of the night. So at most, we will get some rain. The chance of gusty winds that is still there, although low. And as it moves out, come Thursday morning, the chance of the showers should be less. So everything should be moving off to the west, and it should be getting better Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
The updated information comes as relief amidst initial concerns over the potential intensification of the tropical disturbance into a cyclone. Residents are advised to remain vigilant and to heed local advisories as the system continues its trajectory through the region. The Meteorological Office continues to monitor the situation closely and will provide further updates as necessary to ensure public safety and preparedness during this tropical weather event. Over in St. Vincent and Grenadines, in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl's impact on Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidadians are demonstrating their empathy for their Caribbean brothers and sisters, sending boatloads of relief supplies. The supplies were transported on some of the marine vessels that sought safe harbor in Trinidad's waters. Over 100 vessels sought escape from the worst of the hurricane. Otto Carrington reports.
Grateful to Trinidad and Tobago for allowing them to seek shelter during the passage of Hurricane Beryl, yachtsmen from Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be taking relief supplies back to their battered hometowns. Among the items gathered so far, first aid kits, canned foods, and electric generators. Stephen Fairbrother, a tour operator from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, stated that they have 4 vessels ready to take supplies back to the affected islands.
What we're looking to try and do now is build up a stockpile of supplies, first aid equipment, generators, anything that we can get hold of that's going to be useful back up in Canouan. Load the boats up with as much as possible for when we head back up north.
The 4 vessels are set to depart by Thursday. Also preparing to assist in carrying supplies to those impacted islands is Christopher Peak of Peak Marina in Chaguaramas. While his vessel is being prepared for the 16-hour journey to Grenada, Peak told CNC3 News that they are ready to take as much as they can.
We already have a lot of people in the industry and that are close to the sector starting to mobilize. Capital Signal is organizing for several containers and some supply vessels to go up. They have their deliveries at Capital Signal going on today. Tardier Marine is also organizing to send up some ships. They have cut off for deliveries tonight and this afternoon.
Jesse James, Vice President of the Marine Services Association of Trinidad and Tobago, stated that the devastation is severe in smaller territories of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada. He mentioned that his association is collaborating with other groups to gather relief supplies, which will be transported by boats.
So the community is coming together in Chaguaramas via MSAT, the Marine Services Association, and we will try our best to work together again with the visitors who were given that courtesy over here, and would like to they want to return the help to the people in need, and even to Tobago if Tobago needs any assistance.
Several groups have already come forward to coordinate relief efforts by collecting supplies. Among them is the Not a Cause, ITNAC and Mileage Mac on Mokarapa Road, St. James. Otto Carrington, CNC3 News.
Joseph Kador has been following Hurricane Beryl's trail of destruction. He spoke to two of his regional media colleagues about the impact Beryl had on their respective countries.
Well, the conversation regarding Hurricane Beryl continues. As we continue to monitor it as it makes progress towards Jamaica, and certainly our hearts and prayers go out to them. While that be, we just want to take a time to reflect on the aftermath, on the impact that it has had on the Grenadines and Barbados as it is. Joining me live in conversation out of Barbados is Tyson Henry. He's a Chief Information Officer with the Barbados Information Service. Also joining me out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Colvin Harry, and he's the Assistant General Manager of NBC Radio. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you and welcome to the program.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're going to start the conversation with you, Colvin, as we look at pictures and images from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they have been truly and totally heart-rending.
Yes, and many of those images are coming out, especially out of the southern Grenadines, particularly from Mairo and Union Island. And as you're aware, Union Island is the closest to Grenada, being just north of Carriacou. And this is where most of the damage that we've seen so far, the island has basically been flattened. The last report we had from the Prime Minister stated that after a flyover yesterday, it was estimated at 98% destroyed. Very few buildings are still standing, structures are compromised, and most of the island pretty much lay in ruins. And likewise, for Mairo, I actually just saw a photo of the Roman Catholic Church, which was a shelter of Mairo, that was destroyed. And that's a very old building, a stone building actually. And that those are the pictures that we are seeing so far, utter destruction, particularly in the southern Grenadines. We are yet to hear about the damage on Canawan and some of the other islands. And for the mainland, the issue is mostly where there's no power in most of the areas, especially in the Kingstown area and the surroundings. Kingstown has power, but the surrounding areas are still awaiting restoration of power.
Tyson, you had your Beryl encounter, but let's start today where we are understanding that you've had to deal with flash floods and other issues across the island.
Yes, today actually, I was saying off here earlier that what we're kind of saying to ourselves as Bajans is that Beryl brought the winds and left the rains behind. The rains caught up today and had the island completely under flood watch. Many persons are actually still trapped in their homes, believe it or not, in many areas of the country. The rains, honestly, were relentless up until noon. So from 5 in the morning, consistently through until roughly 11 or so is when the watch would have been discontinued. The problem with that is that Beryl did bring a little bit of rain, so the ground is already saturated. And what is extremely scary about this is that this is just the beginning of the season.
True.
So we're kind of hoping for a little reprieve for the next few days or next few weeks, certainly, because none of the islands can handle this consistently.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, gentlemen. Time is certainly of the essence. As regional brothers, let's continue to do what we have to do. Tyson Henry, Chief Information Officer, the Barbados Information Service. Colvin Henry, the Assistant General Manager at NBC Radio. Gentlemen, thank you and appreciate the time.
Still to come, the People's Republic of China donates to recovery efforts in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Stay with us.
Fully 1 week. Nah. Telling you. You them boss dragon. You see that? About 10 that them make hard on them. Me a 38 people. But you ran 92. Yeah. You need the number one rum, man. That's easy. No, what? Nice. Yeah. Number one. Ah, yeah, me too.
Whether sipped neat, mixed into a classic cocktail, or savored on the rocks, our rum delivers a taste that captivates and satisfies. Choose greatness. Choose Classcoat, the number one rum. Produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
It's the event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequente Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more with exciting prizes up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health education and employment opportunities. It will be a fun-filled day with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequente Industrial Park playing field on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
Mark your calendars for a day of non-stop fun and laughter. The St. George's Lions Club, Spice Mass, and Grenlec present All Mass 2024. It's all happening at the Grenada Youth Center on Sunday, July 21st, starting at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $35 for adults and $15 for children 12 and under. Grab yours from any Lions and Leo members, Grenadian Optical, and Clear Vision. All Mass promises humorous antics and infectious laughter for the whole family. Be there. This advertisement sponsored by Demerara Mutual Life. Am with them.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians, from wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true. This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
In these moments, we not just watch in our match, we live in it. 44 million fans, 11 players, one flow. Bleeding we colors, celebrating we greatness. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. This is We Game.
Citizens are urged to provide relief supplies based on the needs list shared following assessments of the situation on the ground following the devastation in Carriacou and Petit Martinique and the severe damage in St. Patrick.
It is going to be a mammoth task to rebuild Carriacou and Petit Martinique, but we are committed to doing so, and I want to say to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique that we are with you. We will continue to support you. We will continue to ensure that you can rise again from the ashes.
Prime Minister and Minister of Disaster Management, Deacon Mitchell, who got a first-hand aerial view of the destruction left behind by Hurricane Beryl, with 98% of the housing stock on the sister island of Carriacou and Petit Martinique either damaged and or completely destroyed and vegetations completely wiped out. Residents will need all the aid they can get. Likewise, residents of St. Patrick were significantly impacted and in need of support. Though some recovery may occur within months, the rebuilding process is likely to take years. The entire island is without water, electricity, and internet service. According to National Disaster Coordinator Terence Walters, who was part of a team visiting the island on Tuesday to conduct damage assessments, a needs list has been compiled to indicate what the specific needs are at this point. Persons wishing to donate items are asked to be guided by the list provided.
No mobile services. The main request we had from Carriacou and Petit Martinique, food, water, tarpaulin, cots, and what we will do is that we will update the needs list and share it with the general population and the wider public, so that in the event you want to make any contribution towards the relief efforts in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, you will be guided by the needs list.
A number of CARICOM member states have already come forward with aid, while others have pledged their support to the devastated islands. Prime Minister Mitchell has expressed heartfelt gratitude for the generous support.
Notwithstanding this very dire picture, things have begun to move. This morning, a number of volunteers showing the true Grenadian spirit volunteered their time and their resources by providing their boats and fishing vessels with the help of volunteers and numerous relief supplies, including water, non-perishable goods, tarpaulins, etc., were loaded on boats and taken to Carriacou and taken to Petit Martinique for the first time to begin the relief effort to our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. SVG Air, 2 flights left from Grenada to Carriacou today, and we expect that SVG Air will continue to provide support to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The Osprey and the barge escaped the storm by going to Trinidad for safekeeping. With the kind compliments of the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago, relief supplies are also going to be placed on the Osprey, and we expect that as of tonight they would journey from Trinidad up to Grenada and Carriacou to bring more relief to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. There is a CARICOM-wide regional effort to support our brothers and sisters in Carriacou and Petit Martinique and in the northern parts of Grenada who need relief. I want to take the opportunity to publicly thank the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana for his tremendous efforts in helping the people of Grenada. Today, a relief plane, military plane from Guyana dropped relief supplies, and there is more to come on the weekend.
Christina John, GBN News.
$100,000 will be donated to the people of Grenada from the People's Republic of China to aid in relief efforts. More in this report.
The Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Grenada has responded to the needs of citizens impacted by Hurricane Beryl with the donation of relief items. The truckload of supplies was presented to the National Disaster Management Agency Wednesday morning. Chinese Ambassador Wei Hongtian said some of the resources were mobilized from the warehouses of other Chinese nationals on the island, as well as purchases made at supermarkets on Tuesday.
Yes. Mr. Walter, Director of NATMA, all Canadian brothers and sisters, I'm so happy today to come here to hand over this donation of life supplies to NATMA for its relief work. We know that the Barrier Hurricane hit Grenada the day before yesterday and caused a lot of infrastructure damages and loss of properties. I think by standing together, we can get through any storm, any difficulty, any challenge.
Those supplies are not the only donation they have pledged in aid. Another handover will be made in the not too distant.
And I would like to take this occasion to officially announce that the Red Cross Society of China has decided to donate 100,000 US dollars to Grenada's government for its relief work. The money is ready. I will hand over this money to your government as earlier as possible.
Receiving the gift was National Disaster Coordinator Dr. Terence Walters.
On behalf of the government of Grenada and the National Disaster Management Agency and the people of Carriacou and Pijimatic, I thank the Chinese embassy and the people of China for this contribution, this donation toward the relief effort here in Grenada. I can assure you that it will go a long way in relieving the suffering of the people of Carriacou and Pijimatic as they face this very difficult circumstances.
Christina John, GBN News.
Stay with us, your regional and international news after this break.
Over the years and presently, customers have been winning exciting prizes while ensuring that benefits are realized for all Grenadians by supporting the games of the National Lotteries Authority.
I am Patrick Simmons, former Minister for Sports and National Athlete. The NLA has made significant investment in nation-building activities. Among them are the construction of health, sporting, cultural, educational, and community facilities. Additionally, they continue to provide funding to non-governmental organizations and individuals throughout the Tri-Island state. I support the NLA's mandate because I can see where the money goes.
Playing the games of the NLA guarantees support for sports, culture, and nation building throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
International Support Group, ISG, your company of choice. You have a problem with mold? We're the company to call. ISG provides quality commercial janitorial services. We also focus on preventative maintenance, making sure that your building keeps functioning as it should. With ISG, you will have a peace of mind knowing that all your service needs are carried out by a quality, efficient, and friendly team of technicians. ISG is dedicated to industrial professionalism, safety, and exceptional customer satisfaction. Call us today at 473-410-5886 or email us at info@isg-grenada.com.
Now for sports. The West Indies began their tour of England with a resolute batting performance in their warm-up match against an FCC 11 at Beckenham, finishing the opening day on a high note. Led by Kavem Hodges' commanding century, they posted a formidable total of 339 in their first innings. Opting to bat first after winning the toss, the visitors faced early adversity with captain Craig Braffett and Zachary McCasey departing cheaply, leaving them struggling at 10 for 2. However, debutants Mikhail Lewis and Kirk McKenzie steered the innings back on track with a crucial 106-run partnership for the third wicket. Lewis impressed with a composed half-century before he was dismissed. McKenzie continued to build on the foundation laid by Lewis, playing fluently to score 73 valuable runs. His partnership with Hodge, who anchored the innings superbly, proved pivotal as they added 138 runs together. Following a rain interruption, the West Indies middle and lower order faced a testing period, losing wickets in quick succession. Despite the lower order collapse, Hodge stood tall, guiding his team past the 300-run mark. The day's play showcased the West Indies' resilience and depth in their batting lineup, with partnerships crucial in steering them towards a competitive total. Left-hander Nicholas Pooran has been included in the team of the tournament for the ICC 2020 World Cup, which wrapped up here on Saturday. The 29-year-old finished with 228 runs at an average of 38 and scoring rate of 146 to be the West Indies' leading batsman for the tournament. West Indies failed to reach the semi-finals of the tournament when they fell at the Super 8 stage after playing unbeaten in the group stage. Pooran notched the tournament's highest score of 98 when he lashed half-dozen fours and 8 sixes in a 53-ball stunner as West Indies trounced Afghanistan by 104 runs in their final group stage game. He was the only West Indies player to be named in the ICC team of the tournament. Colombo Strikers started their Lanka Premier League LPL 2024 campaign with a commanding 51-run victory over the Kandy Falcons at the Palengkeli International Cricket Stadium on Tuesday. Chasing a challenging target of 199, the Falcons were bowled out for 147 in just 15.5 overs. Despite a promising start from Dinesh Chandimal, 38 of 26, and Andre Fletcher, 24 of 12. The Falcons lost momentum after losing 2 quick wickets during the power play, with Fletcher and Mohamed Harris, 4 of 3, returning to the dugout early. Chandimal's dismissal by Glenn Phillips in the 8th over further dented the Falcons' hopes. Kamindu Mendes, 7 of 11, followed soon after, but a resilient 60-run partnership between Angelo Matthews, 25 of 20, and Wawindu Hazaranga, 25 of 14, kept Kandy Falcons in the hunt. However, the match turned dramatically in favor of the Colombo Strikers thanks to a brilliant bowling performance by Pakistan all-rounder Shadab Khan, 4-22, and Sri Lankan off-spinner Dunith Welalaj, 4-20. The duo spun a web around the Falcons' middle and lower order, causing a sensational collapse. The last 6 Kandy wickets fell for just 7 runs in 12 balls, sealing the victory for Colombo Strikers and 2 vital points. LeBron James will spend at least one more season with the Los Angeles Lakers, where he'll be able to play alongside his son after reportedly agreeing to a new contract on Wednesday. ESPN reports James will sign a 2-year, $104 million deal that includes a player option for the 2025 to 2026 season, as well as a no-trade clause. The agreement follows allows the Lakers to have the first father-son pair of teammates in NBA history after the team selected Bronny James Jr. in the second round of last week's draft. LeBron James, who turns 40 in December, will be entering his 22nd NBA season and 7th with the Lakers, and remains among the league's elite players even at his advanced age. The NBA's all-time leading scorer averaged 25.7 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 8.3 assists in 71 games last season, despite playing through a lingering left ankle injury for much of the campaign. The four-time MVP and NBA champion also achieved a pair of unprecedented feats last season, as he became the first player in league history to be named the 20 All-Star teams, as well as the first to reach 40,000 career points. And that is your sports for today. Now for the regional and international news. We now give you the regional and international news on GBN. Cleanup is still underway in Tobago as the eastern side of the island suffered damage from Hurricane Beryl. The Tobago House of Assembly, THA, and the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, TEMA, are yet to quantify the damage. While both agencies led restoration efforts, Tobagonians carried on with their lives as if nothing had happened, except for one man who recalled how his trauma from Hurricane Flora resurfaced when Beryl made landfall.
Hours after the passage of Hurricane Beryl, Tobagonians joined together to restore their community. Some of them were still without water, internet, and electricity. The western side of Tobago was barely grazed by Beryl, but that wasn't the case for communities along the north and east side of the island. On the way to Charlottesville, minor landslides, fallen trees, utilities lines torn down. A similar view in Castara, Lansome, and Bloody Bay communities weren't spared. Minutes away from Charlottesville, Waze warned.
Prepare to park your car near North Side Road. You will need to walk to your destination from there.
Though there was not extensive damage, a Bloody Bay resident said Beryl brought back memories of 1963 when Category 3 Hurricane Flora had hit the island.
A mango tree fell down and get into the canal, and then the water from the canal started pushing the mango branches, and they started pushing me in the canal. And if I had gotten away from there, I would have fallen about 20 feet further down the road. So evidently I may have died.
One man from Lansome said the community came together after the hurricane caused a power outage.
Up here, we just take little food items from home and bring it on the outside and cook a big pot, and everybody will eat while taking in the weather.
Meanwhile, a Charlottesville resident chided the community for Sunday night's street fisherman's party, hours before Beryl's arrival.
I was very upset about that because the storm could have come and could have trapped them outside there. People need, when they hear these things, to put off all activity.
Distance away, workmen and villagers were still trying to remove a large tree, which cut off the community from the rest of the island.
We started yesterday about after lunch, midday yesterday, and we go
work until on this side you work until about after 6. After 6 and the fellas was tired because it was only heavy because it was a lot of work.
By 4 p.m., the electricity and water supply returned to most of the affected communities. While the impact was not severe, some residents say the effects will be etched in their memories forever. Elizabeth Gonzalez, CNC3 News.
Demonstrators in Kenya are calling for more protests to force President William Ruto to step down. Some business people are now worried about the future after several shops were looted and property destroyed during protests over the past week.
The city center is now calm following those clashes between the police and protesters. This is not just happening in Nairobi. We've seen protests in different parts of the country, and some of these protests have turned violent. In Mombasa, we saw a huge destruction of property. Vehicles were burned, supermarkets were looted, and so on. So it's a lot of worry about that, and a lot of Kenyans are saying going forward what needs to be done. They say that they want to see how this conversation, this dialogue between the young people and the president is going to play out.
So we're losing a lot. In a week we're shutting down twice, we have to pay rents, we have to pay houses, so there's a lot.
Protests should be peaceful, but now we are witnessing some people engaging in looting.
Now, most of the people who are affected in Tuesday's protests are business owners. We saw some of them coming out with their batons saying that they are trying to protect their businesses. Some individuals have been trying to take advantage of the protests, have been peaceful. So people here are very worried about how this will play out going forward, especially if these protests continue. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera, Nairobi.
Congressman Lloyd Doggett has become the first sitting Democratic lawmaker to call on Joe Biden to step aside in the race for the U.S. presidency. It follows a critical review by some in the Democratic Party of the president's performance during his first debate with Republican rival Donald Trump. But Biden's team says he has no plans to walk away. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's sentencing following his conviction in his hush money trial will be delayed until September.
Huge pressure on President Biden following the debate performance, and most Democrats have expressed their concern privately, but now we're seeing some go public. You have the sitting congressman, Mr. Doggett, who has called on President Biden to resign. Nancy Pelosi, former U.S. Speaker of the House, a very close friend of President Biden, didn't go so far as to make that call, but she did say that he should take a mental and fitness health test, but also said that Donald Trump should do the same. Then you have Jim Clyburn. Jim Clyburn is an incredibly influential member of the Democratic Party, incredibly close to President Biden, and he has said that if it isn't Joe Biden, he will vote for Vice President Harris. And I think just the fact that he's even saying that, rather than just completely saying, nope, there's no other option but Mr. Biden, is telling in of itself. Whether or not that pressure builds, we'll see. Mr. Biden is due to do an interview later this week with an American network, the first time he'll be sitting down following that debate performance, and there's no doubt he'll be asked many, many questions. But ultimately, if he is going to be replaced, he has to stand down, he has to resign. And his inner circle, which is made up of his wife, the First Lady, his son, Hunter Biden, and many other members of his family and other close Democrats, have said that the president has no intention of standing down.
That's it for the regional and international news. Stay tuned for a recap of the headlines. Let's recap the headlines. Complete devastation on the Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Hurricane Beryl serves a reminder that having insurance helps. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell demands climate justice following the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl. And regionally, Tobago cleans up after Hurricane Beryl. Internationally, Kenyan police arrest hundreds accused of looting and vandalism during anti-government protests. And in sports, Hodge slams Century in warm-up match. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.